everybody. Wanted to take a few minutes and talk with you about how to live a really balanced life. You know, it's so hard in this day and age. We're just all going in a million different directions, and but there's a couple of pillars that my brother, Dr. Mark, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you, sister?
Awesome.
Good.
So anyway, he's going to share with us a couple of thoughts that I think will really help you live this thing out in a really practical way.
Yeah, you know, we were talking here just a second ago about creating balance. Balance is like the critical factor for really, you know, getting your life to a place where you feel healthy, where you feel like you've got control of things. And balance is something that I like to describe when in my book I talk about the 4 pillars of health, like the 4 legs of a table or a chair, holding everything on top of it in balance, right?
Yeah.
And if those legs are out of balance and wobbly, then we feel really insecure with our health. And so just real quickly, those 4 pillars though are the physical pillar, which is everything that has to do with your body. And so that's like your structure, your spine, your joints, the things as chiropractors that we work on every day. And then of course exercise and that kind of thing, creating strength in your body and the structure. Yeah. But then when we move to the mental side, we're talking about anything that's really an intangible that you can't measure, but has to do with your emotions, you know, the stress in your life and your relationships. It's huge, and people leave that one totally out, and they think about exercise only, but the mental side is huge. And then the 3rd pillar is the chemical pillar, and of course that's any chemicals that you're exposed to, right, in the work environment or at home and so forth. But it's also the simple stuff like nutrition, the food that you put in. Right. There are good chemicals, right, the vitamins and the minerals and all the stuff that we need. And then supplements and water and air, everything that goes into our body, that fits into that chemical pillar, and those are things that we have to think about. And then the last one is also often kind of forgotten when it comes to health, and that's the spiritual pillar, right? And the spiritual pillar, you know, every Sunday is something that we work on, and all through the week in connecting with God, that our relationship with Him is such a critical factor to really having peace and health in our life.
Yeah, I love that, because often people just think to live a balanced, physically healthy life, it's all about just
diet and exercise.
Thing. Yeah, diet and exercise, but really it's not. It's all those 4 pillars, and so just want to encourage you to make sure you're taking notice of all 4 areas on an ongoing basis. And then just how do we practically do that? You have a couple of steps that you could share with us that would be helpful.
Yeah, so, you know, it's hard for all of us. I don't care who you are. I mean, make sure you understand fully that nobody has it together perfectly all the time. Nobody has a perfect life. It's hard for everyone.
I had a bite of chocolate today.
1 bite. See, that didn't help anybody.
Sorry.
I had an entire bag of Oreo. No, I didn't.
No, you did not.
But I have in the past. No, but what I like to say is that there's 3 simple steps. And really, there are so many things that we think that we need to do, but really you can break it down to 3 simple things. The first one is you've got to sit down and actually take some time to kind of take inventory, like look at your life and analyze it and go, okay, all those things that we talked about, those 4 pillars, how much sleep am I getting? Am I really getting any exercise on a weekly basis? Yeah. You know, let's be honest with ourselves and talk about our nutrition. And then, am I spending time with God every day? And going through each one of those pillars that I lay out in the book, and just being honest and saying, okay, here's some things that I need to work on. And then 2, once you've kind of isolated those things, is get some good information so that you can create a plan. If you don't know where to go and you're just like wandering, well, you're never going to get there. It's like trying to play basketball without a goal.
Wow.
You can't get it in.
Nope.
You have nothing to aim at, right? So you got to have that goal to shoot for. And then the last thing is take 1 step, right?
I love that.
You can absolutely do it, but you got to start with 1 step. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't feel like you can't do it. Just start somewhere, anywhere that feels comfortable for you.
Awesome, awesome. Well, just want to again encourage you. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I love you, sis.
That's awesome. I want to encourage you to get his book. It's absolutely incredible. You can get it online through Barnes & Nobles. It's called
The Original Design for Health
by Dr. Mark Shannan. And listen, just want you to know that we're praying for you to really be able to take these steps in the way that God wants you to. See you soon.